Hey, this is Russ. Let's talk pain. Yeah, our favorite topic, pain or lack thereof. No, I don't think so. I think a lot of us are still in pain. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. I got an email from one of my viewers, and he mentioned that um, he doesn't believe that they prep you enough for pain. I tend to agree with that. And I think the reason why is because if they told you how much pain you would be in after your total knee replacement, you might not want to do it, right? They do tell you about some pain, and many of us had to go through a prep class before surgery. I know I did, and I think he did too. You, the surgery is going to have a certain thing to deal with, and so the hospital, at least for mine, the hospital required you to go through a thing so that you knew what to get ready for. They'll tell you things like you should take a shower, before you come, and make sure you use this special type of soap. Actually, it's not soap. It's an antibacterial thing or something. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but I remember it being red. It's like a liquid, and you have to put this all over your body, kill off whatever germs, then put on some clothes, and come to the hospital. Now, of course, obviously, once you put your clothes back on and everything, that has to be clean too. So, yeah, I always wondered about that because, the doctors, they scrub down before they go into surgery. We do it before we get there. And of course, any germs we gather between our home, the car, and the hospital, that's still on you. But regardless, that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about pain, okay? So they tell you to do all these things, and they do tell you to be prepared for pain, all right? And you kind of expect that there's going to be a certain amount of pain, but they don't tell you how much you're really going to get and when this pain is going to happen, okay? Now, I think most people understand that you're going to get the pain right after the surgery. Once the anesthesia wears off, if you had a nerve block put in your leg too, that goes off. And once that happens, you're going to start feeling it. They do tell you to take pain medication. Now, I think here was one of my biggest mistakes, okay? But out of practicality, I couldn't do it. But I am not one to take a lot of any type of drugs or medication. You can tell me, hey, take this medication, it'll make you feel better. I'll usually say okay, and then I don't do it. Or, if they said, oh, okay, this aspirin will help you, okay, and then I won't do it. I'm just one that doesn't like putting these things in my body. I just don't like to do it. It's not like I can't. I will do it if I have to, but you give me the option, I don't do it. I've always joked that if they found me dead somewhere and then the report said, well, this guy died from a drug overdose, self-induced, that isn't true, okay? Because I don't do it. Somebody probably killed me with it, okay? Or this guy got something from drunk driving. That's not true either because I don't drink, and everyone who knows me knows that I've never had a sip of anything my entire life, okay? So anyways, I'm that kind of guy, all right? But I think the mistake was I didn't take the pain medications enough. I think had I taken more pain medication, maybe I wouldn't feel it as much, and then maybe I would have let the physical therapist push harder, and maybe I would get more range of motion. Okay, so as I'm thinking back on it, I'm thinking maybe it would have been better had I taken more of the pain medications. Now, let me tell you real quickly why I didn't take so many, okay? They gave me Norco, which a lot of people had, and they gave me oxycodone, right? I took the Norco initially. I would take it just before going to physical therapy. And I'm not sure. I may have even taken one after, something like that. Didn't seem to do a whole lot for me. I said, this thing still hurts. No matter how much of this I take, it hurts. So I said, let's go up. So we went to the oxycodone, right? Same thing. I took it just before physical therapy. But again, they push. It hurts. So I said, well, if it's going to hurt regardless, why take it, right? And I started to think, I didn't want to be dependent on these drugs. So I says, one's enough. That's all I'm going to do. And then eventually they moved me to a different physical therapy place. All right. But the first place, I had a medical van that actually picked me up. I paid $10 per round trip for the medical van to pick me up and drop me off. Now these vans aren't, regular. Okay, some of them are regular vans. It's kind of hard to get in and out with your knee not bending. But others had, that lift gate in the back. I love those. You just stand on it and it brings you right up, okay? So anyways, once they moved me to another location, which was my doctor's physical therapy section, their division, okay? I couldn't get the medical van anymore, so I'd have to drive myself. Now, if I'm drugged up, how am I going to drive myself? There's nobody to drive me. Now, my wife said, why don't you just take an Uber? Now, here's the problem with the Uber, okay? Sometimes they pick up more than one person. If you're like on an Uber pool, okay? They pick up more than one person. And if you're stuck in the back, it's hard to get in if you can't bend your knee. I was always in the front of every vehicle if I can, and in the vans, a couple of them I sat on the floor so I would have a little more stretch out. Okay, can't do that on an Uber. Okay, and some of these Uber things too, you give them an address, and then they'll say, okay, the Uber driver is going to come pick you up there. It's about 2 blocks away, and they'll be there in 5 minutes. Yeah, how am I going to walk 2 blocks away to get to where he's picking people up? Okay. And how am I going to do it in 5 minutes? Okay, I can't do it. So obviously, I can't Uber to physical therapy. So that means somebody has to drive me, but nobody's available. So that means I've got to drive myself. Now, luckily, this is my left leg. So obviously, I could drive myself, but not if I'm drugged up. All right. So I stopped taking the medication. All right. So which means nothing is protecting my pain. So when the physical therapist is pushing on me, I'm going to hurt. Okay? And I'm screaming like crazy. I'm not kidding. I am screaming bloody murder. Whoever came up with that, bloody murder. Anyways, so I'm out there screaming, and then I get back into the car and I drive myself home. Okay? Now, had I had more drugs in me, maybe I could have withstood more, and then they would have gotten more range out of me faster. Okay? So I'm thinking maybe the drugs, not so bad of an idea, but just be careful not to over-medicate yourself, right? But the pain, let's talk about the pain. That's the whole reason of this video. Where does the pain come? Well, sometimes you know that you're being pushed, you're going to hurt, okay? You move your knee, you're going to hurt. You know that. But there's other types of pain, okay? Now, he mentioned on his email to me that there's pain in the middle of the night. Yeah, there is. And you get the restless leg thing going on too, okay? There is pain in the middle of the night. And he wanted to know, how long did it take before I stopped feeling these sensations? Well, it's hard for me to remember. I'm now at, what am I at? September of last year, October, November. I'm almost 14 months now, okay? Almost 14 months since my knee replacement. I'm going to guesstimate it took until 9 or 10 months before I stopped feeling those little sensations. Now, I think, and again, I don't know for a fact, I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not a doctor, but just from my own experience of my knee, I think that's the nerve endings kind of getting used to things that have changed in your knee, okay? You feel like little tingling things, sometimes you get sharp stabbing pains and things, and I think it was 9 or 10 months before I finally said, I don't feel that anymore. Okay, every now and then I get one little tingle, okay? But it's not enough to say that it's a consistent thing anymore. So I would say, yeah, it took me 9 or 10 months before I stopped feeling some of that kind of pain. Now, I don't know if that's really technically pain other than the fact that you feel something in your knee. But again, sounds like his was kind of like pain. And these are the things that they don't prep you for. They don't tell you that you're going to get all these things. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that they don't tell you. I think we'll talk about those things in another video about what else is it that they don't tell you. But think about it. If they told you all this before you did the surgery, you might not even do the surgery. You might say, "Hey, this is too much. I can't handle this. I'm not going to do it." They want you to get better. I know that. But I also know too that they are a business. They want you to do the surgery. Okay, you don't do the surgery, they don't get paid. They don't run the hospital. They don't do all that stuff. So it's multiple things and multiple reasonings behind it, I'm sure. But at least there's things like Russ is right. Guys like me who tell you that you're gonna get pain. Okay, and I mentioned before too in another video, one of the earlier videos, that I thought that there's two types of pain. Okay, there's surgery pain, and then what did I call the other one? There's PT pain. When they're pushing on you and you're hurting, okay, from him pushing on your leg, that's kind of like physical therapy pain. All right, that's not the pain that you got because of the surgery. That's the pain that the other person inflicts on you, right? Then you got the surgery pain, which of course, they're cutting you open and all that stuff. You're going to get pain from that. So expect to get more and different types of pain when you go through physical therapy and a knee replacement. Okay, I'm not trying to scare you guys. And if you're watching this because you already are a knee replacement guy, you already know this anyways. But if you're a potential knee replacement person, I think you need to know and be prepared for there's more than just the surgery pain. Okay, there's afterwards. There's more pain. All right. So yeah, get ready for that, and have a support network there. Have someone that you can lean on, somebody you can ask for help and things. Don't try to do everything yourself. I mean, I know that they say you got to get up and walk and do things. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But have someone around with you in case something happens. Okay, don't try to do everything on your own just because of your ego. I know for me, if my wife wasn't available to help me, I don't think I could have done this by myself. There's no way. And I'm the kind of guy that, if I can try to do it on my own, I will try to do it. But having her there was helpful. I mean, getting to the washroom, even, that was hard to do, walking on that walker. Taking a shower, come on, I can't wrap my knee up with cellophane. And that is one thing that you have to do too. Okay, you can't get this scar, you can't get your incision wet. So if you want to take a shower after a certain amount of time, don't do it immediately after they say it's okay to do so. You wrap your knee up with saran wrap so that it doesn't get wet. Who's going to do that for you? I guess you could do it yourself, but man, that's a lot of work. If you're standing on one leg and trying to wrap the other leg, come on, that's hard to do, and you got to wrap it tight. So my wife had to do that for me. That for a guy to have to stand there naked and have someone do this for you, that's not something we really want to do, right? But if she wasn't there, who would I count on? So have someone with you, have someone to help you, okay? And realize the pain is there. All right, that's enough for today. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all those things, and I will talk to you guys next time.